Estuary news today, a couple issued with a heavy compensation bill in Skegness. Acrobats set to take to the City of Culture by storm. And our very own Michelle brings us her weekly digest of Hull 2017 news. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Thursday's programme. New research published today has revealed that Channel 4's possible move to Hull will bring little economic benefit to the city. The findings from the think tank Centre for Cities indicates that although the BBC's move to Salford in 2011 brought a jobs boost to Media City, it's had little positive impact on employment across Greater Manchester. If successful, Channel 4 would be located in the Fruit Market area of the city. Others hoping to be the station's new base include Liverpool, Manchester and York. A couple who defrauded their elderly neighbour have been ordered to pay back in compensation. Jason and Rebecca Bentley stole over £40,000 from the 96-year-old victim. They must now pay back £300,000. The couple are already serving prison sentences after being convicted for the offence last year. The victim will receive a large majority of money back as part of the Proceeds of Crime Act. A free acrobat performance is set to take Hull's West Park by storm. Epicycle is a show of aerial acrobats. The free show takes place this weekend. It's produced by a French company, Cirque Voiced, who have toured the show around the world and features performances from members of a renowned flying company.
This is a show called Epicycle by a French company called Cirque Voiced, and we're here in West Park, and they've built this amazing rig here, 13.5 metre diameter circular rig, and there's going to be an hour-long performance on Saturday and Sunday night using lots of different aerial skills, really great performers, and a kind of narrative story-driven piece with live music all taking place on this amazing rig here. The company have been touring this piece for a number of years now. They've taken it to Japan, they've taken it all over the world as well, so it's great working with a bunch of professionals. They arrived yesterday and this is what we can see as the results of that already. So yeah, I mean everything like this is a big endeavour, but we're having a year of it, so here we go. Once more into the fray.
They will see some 9 trapeze artists working in the structure, going around doing different numbers and different acrobatic tricks. And there will be a musician doing live music, and the lighting, of course, it's really beautiful. So they will see like a small family living in this structure and doing different things. I'm one of the who started it. We were 5 people in the beginning, and we're still 5, but much more than 5. And this is the first creation we did in 2010, and we've been thinking this creation, working with an architect for the structure, and then we had a outside eye to work on the story, and yeah, I'm just a part of it all full on.
It's really exciting for me because this is my passion. Outdoor work, contemporary circus work is the work that I really like. So bringing Place des Anges last year showed that there's a real appetite for that in the city. So we were keen to see what else we might be able to follow up with this year that would offer audiences something in a similar vein but a different show.
And I'm joined now by our very own Michelle Lalor with the latest news from the City of Culture. Good afternoon, Michelle. Welcome to the programme. As always, a pleasure to have you here. Hit me with your gems this week.
Right, OK. Well, 3 weeks into the summer holidays, parents are probably going mad with their children who are probably getting out around their feet because the weather's not been great. So there was a 6 weeks of summer, which we've mentioned before, worth mentioning again. A week 3 event is called Collection Collage. Okay. And tomorrow, which is Friday, you will find it at the Greenwood Library from about 10 a.m. 3 event. Children are encouraged to take somebody else's trash and turn it into their treasure, which sounds quite nice, doesn't it, for the children? And it gets them out from under their parents' feet for 2 or 3 hours as well. Next week, actually, at the Goodwin Development Trust are holding something called Origami U, which is making things out of paper.
So creative activities happening.
All free from 10 until noon. Now, Monday they're at Bransholme. I'll read this off the script so I don't get it wrong. Monday they're at Bransholme Library. Tuesday the Central Library. Wednesday Gypsyville Library. Thursday at the Freedom Centre Library and Friday at Goodwood Library. Between 10 and noon, all free. So again, they
So
can
lots
get
of opportunities.
and actually the children
get
can make a
involved.
mess in somebody else's place, not the parents' home as well. So that's a double benefit, isn't it?
Michelle, what trash would you turn into treasure?
There'd be endless amounts of it, wouldn't it? I'm sure if you just go look in our office drawers, there'll be plenty there, wouldn't there?
We'll create some gems.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll create some gems.
So that's a good thing, I think,
Yes,
for,
it
for
is.
children and parents.
Yeah.
And those 6 weeks of summer have been going on, as it says, throughout the summer. Much more on the Hull City of Culture website for the final week of the school holidays in a couple of weeks'
So
time
that's
as
where we
well.
can find out all the information.
Yeah,
if required.
absolutely, and it's well worth doing and looking on there.
And 3 weeks into the summer holidays already.
I know, scary, isn't it?
Very scary.
With only 3 weeks to
Very
go.
scary.
Yeah.
What else have you found, Michelle?
Saturday, another family event. I thought it'd be good, which is relatively cheap. Starts from £2 to £5. Voice of the Communities. It takes place at Hull City Hall, and as it says, it is a collaboration and a celebration of cultural diversity in the city, which is very good. Lots of things on, from proper choirs to R&B, reggae, Hungarian and English musical fusion. Sounds interesting.
Sounds very eclectic.
Doesn't it really? Goes on from noon until 5, perfect for all the family, and as I say, only between £2 and £5 to get in. So again, another really good and inexpensive event for families to go to and enjoy. This Saturday, that's the 12th
Okay,
of August.
fantastic. Because as we discussed a couple of weeks ago, the summer holidays can
Yeah.
be an expensive
Yes,
time of
very,
the year if
yes.
you have,
Yeah.
a family, an army
Yeah.
of children.
Yeah.
And it's nice that you've picked out some highlights there, Michelle, of relatively inexpensive
Yes.
ideas and
Yeah.
activities.
Yeah.
What can be done as a family.
Absolutely.
And it's nice that the City of Culture is also able to appeal to families.
Yes, absolutely. And it's bringing that out and highlighting these, I think, the City of Culture is doing. So that's good for families to go and enjoy.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, the Freedom Festival's coming up at the beginning
Yes.
of next month,
Yeah.
the 1st to the 3rd of September,
Right.
celebrating 10 years
Wow.
of this event. I can't
Yeah.
believe it's been 10 years.
Doesn't it tie a decade of
A
it?
decade.
Yeah.
So they've got a whole array of events taking
Mm-hmm.
place and a great lineup, to celebrate the fact that it is 10 years. The event was set up, of course, to commemorate the anti-slavery
Yeah,
campaign of
yeah,
William Wilberforce.
yeah.
And I remember a few years ago, I think it was back in 2014, Martha Reeves and the Vandellas performed,
Fantastic.
and she was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And she's now like 76,
Yeah.
but still
They've
going
still
strong.
got it though, haven't they?
They have,
Those
yeah.
star performers.
And one of the highlights of this year's Freedom Festival is Kofi Annan, who was, of course, the
Wow.
former Secretary General of the UN, will be giving the annual William Wilberforce lecture.
That's incredible, and what a privilege it would be to be there, I think, and hear that. So
Absolutely.
really good, and good for Hull. Very
Absolutely,
good
and
for Hull
Kofi
again.
coming to the City
Yeah,
of Culture.
fantastic.
Michelle, always a pleasure. See
No
you very
problem.
soon. Thank you very much indeed.
Luke.
Hull City head coach Leonid Slutsky has been speaking ahead of his side's first home league fixture against Burton Albion, which takes place on Saturday. He says his side have been doing plenty of work on the training ground in preparation for the game. He added it will be a different game with different principles. It has also been revealed they will be without Evandro for the game, and he is likely to be unavailable until at least next month due to a hamstring injury. Kevin Stewart has also picked up an injury which will be monitored closely ahead of the weekend. The Tigers will be looking to pick up their first 3 points of the season after drawing their first game of the season last weekend versus Aston Villa. That game kicks off at 3 o'clock on Saturday. Grimsby Town are expecting at least 6,000 fans through the gate at Blundell Park for their first home league game of the season against Coventry. The Mariners took on Derby in the EFL Cup on Tuesday before adverse weather postponed the game, so Saturday will provide fans on home soil with the first proper chance to see Slade's new look side in action. Russell Slade takes on one of his former sides at the weekend, with both sides aiming to make it 2 consecutive wins in League Two. Sam were 3-1 winners last weekend away to Chesterfield, while Coventry picked up their first 3 points with a 3-0 win at home to Notts County. There are no new injury concerns for the Mariners, giving Slade plenty of options to pick from ahead of Saturday's game. Kick-off is also at 3 p.m. On to rugby, and Hull FC head coach Lee Radford has been speaking ahead of Friday's Super 8's game against St Helens and says the players are in high spirits ahead of the upcoming games.
The competition for places is good, and when you've got a carrot of the Challenge Cup final in fortnight's time, it's a fair old carrot to dangle, I think. So for a lot of the fellas, performance is really important.
One man set to feature on Fridays for Tuli Talanoa. The winger is set to make his 100th appearance for the Black and Whites and says he is forever grateful for the opportunity FC have given to him.
Oh, of course I am. Every day, and every time I train and every time I run out with that jersey on, that's always on the back of my mind. Being grateful to be given another chance to do what I love to do. It was a big gamble for them, for Redders and the club. I was a bin man at the time, and taking a chance on a bin man to come back and, give him a starting spot on the wing. It's a massive gamble after having a break, but it is a main focus for me that I'm grateful every time I get the chance to put that jersey on.
Thanks very much, Jack. That's it for today, and thanks to Michelle for being my ever fabulous guest for the City of Culture spot. If you have a news story, then please get in touch with us in the usual ways. We'll look forward to hearing from you with any interesting stories you may have. On tomorrow's programme, a review of the week's papers with Margaret Pinder. See you tomorrow.